What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrubby here. First time ever posting on the Blackwatch Intel channel. For those of you who don't know who I am, which is probably a large majority of you, I am a new content producer slash director here on the Blackwatch Intel channel. My personal channel will be in the description if you want to check that out, but if not, that's perfectly okay. But I just wanted to make my first video here on the channel a little something talking about myself, my history in gaming, a little more about me, and hopefully you guys will see that I can contribute something positive to the channel. That's the end goal at the end of the day. And without further ado, let's get into this. So gaming has been my life literally as long as I can remember. I got my first PlayStation 1 when I was about 3 years old and would play Spyro the Dragon for hours and hours and hours. For as long as I can remember, I've always been super into video games. On PlayStation 2, I had hundreds of hours into Star Wars Battlefront 2, killing robots, trying to learn the maps, basically trying to become professional at a game. And then there was a little game called Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 that came out, which I'm sure most of you know or have heard of. Hopefully you guys have heard of Modern Warfare 2. I'm not starting to show that I'm a little old. But when that game came out, I was about 9 years old, and I started to play the crap out of it. I never plugged my mic in. I wasn't the annoying squeaker, I promise. But I would just try my best to get good at that game. Me and my friends made a game battles team. We were always trying our best to become professionals at video games, and that's been my life pretty much as long as I can remember. I've always been super into competitive video games. So I was into Call of Duty for quite a long time, up until I think when Black Ops 3 came out is when I was like, yeah, this is going downhill and I don't want to play it anymore. So I tossed that to the side and started getting really into Counter-Strike Global Offensive, CSGO, and I actually got pretty good at that game. I ended up going to a few LANs with a small team of my local friends. We ended up winning one here in Las Vegas, where I'm from. So I come from a background of always being super into esports, first-person shooters especially, and my greatest accomplishments by far came from Counter-Strike Global Offensive. But as that game started to become super repetitive and boring to me, I started to look for an alternative, something that would give me a little bit more of an outlet, and it was a different game, and I found Overwatch, which really stuck out to me because it was everything that I liked about the competitive first-person shooter genre, which was the perspective and the game sense and the IQ, but it also was different than every other game I'd played. I've played Call of Duty for years, CSGO for years, so I understood how gunplay worked, I understood how those worked, and I had to learn new things to get good at Overwatch. And it was one of the things that I loved the most about the game, is that it was so different from every other esport that I had ever attempted to play, and it really drew me in. And I have not been playing Overwatch for very long. Disclaimer, I bought my own copy of the game when the anniversary edition of the game was, the event was going on. So I have not been playing long, but I have been playing a lot. I already have, combined between the Xbox and the PC, over 1,000 hours logged into the game, which isn't a lot compared to a lot of people, but for only having the game for about 5 months now, I consider that quite a bit of playtime put in. And I've always been super into YouTube as well. Along with my esports side of things, I've always loved the idea of creating content and entertaining people. And so when I started to get super into Overwatch, I decided that I was going to start to make YouTube videos. I got my start in YouTube in around 2009, right when I really got into Modern Warfare 2, watching CNanners and Hutch and all those old machinima guys make content on Call of Duty, and it has always been my dream to become a content creator and do that as a job. It's something that I've always been very passionate about, but I never really had the confidence that my videos would be entertaining to people or that people would want to watch my content, so I decided that I was just always too afraid to make one. But when I got super into Overwatch, I figured, why the heck not? You know, I'm going to college in a few months, I might as well just do it, and that way I can say that I tried. Well, it's been a wild ride ever since I made the channel and got into Overwatch. I've gained 2,300 something subscribers, which is incredible. I actually make enough money off my channel where I don't need a part-time job, so I'm living lavish. My dreams are starting to come true, and it's a huge thanks to that is from Overwatch. More about myself on YouTube. I'm the guy who uploads so much. I'm pretty sure that Crashy gets annoyed because I literally upload 4 or 5 videos a day. YouTube and Overwatch have consumed my life, and I'm just grinding to try to make my dreams come true. Like I said, my dream is to be able to do content creation and YouTube full time and I'm doing my best every step of the way and every day to get to that point. But when it comes to Overwatch, it's just such a different game. It's such a good community. I don't think Overwatch players who are younger and have never really experienced the growth of gaming can understand just how massive Overwatch is. I remember the first $100,000 tournament that Call of Duty had for it, thinking like, wow, this is so much money. And now we have an Overwatch league that has tens of millions of dollars being thrown around in it and 35 million copies of the game sold. It's just the growth that I've seen in my lifetime for gaming is incredible, and I love watching it happen. And the community around Overwatch is huge and not as toxic as a lot of the other games I've played, and it's just such a beautiful experience to see this thing that I was so interested in blossom and grow into this great like creature that I've seen develop, which is the Overwatch community. But I've been making a lot of content, and one day I got a comment from Blackwatch Intel basically saying that they liked the video, and I started to check out the channel's content, started talking to Crashy on Twitter, and one day he asked me if I would like to be a content creator for the channel. And I've been inspired since I started YouTube, really, to be fascinated with Machinima and Youch and all these old networks that were just groups of friends who were coming together to create a community around gaming, to help their dreams come true, to make entertaining content. And to me, that's such a beautiful part of YouTube that people don't really understand and acknowledge, is that in reality, these relationships that you're building with your audience, the relationships you're building with your other content creators, have such a potential to impact lives, and that to me is insane. So I was instantly on board. I've always looked up to the guys on Machinima and Youch. They've changed my life. They might not know that, but all I want to do is be able to entertain people, make their days a little bit better, and I feel like Blackwatch Intel is a great opportunity for me to do that through a game that I love. So I instantly signed up, and I was told to make an introduction video to the channel, and I didn't know what to talk about, and I've just been rambling now. I've done this commentary 10, 15 times over and over again because it never sounds right. I want it to be good. I want it to be entertaining. So hopefully this version comes out good, but I just want to make people happy with my content. And outside of YouTube and gaming, a little bit more about myself. I'm a freshman in college. I basically do YouTube as often as I can. I'm obsessed with it. It's the best thing that I have in my life. I mean, I have friends, I got a girlfriend, but like, YouTube at the end of the day has always been such a consistent factor in my life. It's always been there for me when I'm depressed, when I'm sad, when I'm mad, that I want to give it that same attention that it's always given to me. All these content creators that have come and shaped my life and made me who I am today, the least I can do for the YouTube community is contribute back to it the same way that it's contributed to me in my life, which is why I'm so into the community. And a little bit more about myself. Like I said, I'm a freshman in college, but I was a nationally renowned debater in high school. That was what I was really into, along with video games. And so speaking has always just been something I've gravitated towards. I feel like I'm good at it. I feel like I've got a good voice. I feel like I have the inflection, everything that you need to be an entertainer, which was a lot of that came from a young age, you know, just always being interested in politics and arguing and debating. So that's another side of me that I guess really does help with the whole YouTube and Overwatch and all that fun stuff. And another thing, just a disclaimer, I know a lot about Overwatch. I feel like I'm good at the game, but I feel like what I'm going to bring to this channel is a bit of an outside perspective. Not a professional, not someone who knows tons about the game like Crashy does, because this guy is insane. Like, I've played with him, carries me. Thank you so much for carrying me everywhere. But I feel like I'm going to bring a perspective to the channel that is a little bit more graspable by the average player, which I'm looking forward to. I feel like that's something that the channel can really benefit from, because Nebo and Crashy are both super insanely good and knowledgeable about the game. And while I know a lot, I don't think I'm as good or as knowledgeable as they are, so hopefully I can bring a perspective to the channel that's a bit easier to grasp for like the casual player. And yeah, I really don't know what else to talk about. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and like me a little bit. If you're interested in my personal channel, a link once again will be in the description down below. I hope to see a few of you guys over there. But most importantly, I hope to contribute good content to this channel, see it grow, help it grow, and see this fan base that I love and the game that I love grow and blossom into something way bigger than myself and the channel. So yeah, on that note, guys, this has been Scrubby. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to let me introduce myself and say hello. Hopefully I'll be seeing a lot more of you guys in the future. And on that note, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.